Hey folks, today is Friday, September 26th, 2025. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And this is a special edition week because we just have a ton of video game announcements and stuff. Between Tokyo Game Show, Hideo Kojima having like his own Apple event, and the Xbox having stuff at TGS, and PlayStation having a state of play. There's a lot of stuff to dive into, generally react to. I haven't talked about the state of play or anything like this on my other channel or anywhere else, so now's the time to dive into all this stuff and some new game releases. A lot to talk about, so let's just jump in. All this stuff, everything I'm going to talk about, is linked in the description down below. Also, keep in mind, I'm not breaking this down by event. I'm kind of throwing them all together just to kind of keep it interesting and not like broken down. So yeah, let's just jump in. The first thing I did find interesting, something I did not expect, was Deus Ex Remastered. It's a tuning and a cleanup of the original game with slightly updated graphics. It definitely changes the look of things a little bit, and it's done by Aspyr, which is interesting. They have a hand doing remakes and remasters and re-releases of a lot of games. I was hoping for a like weird nerdy game like this for like Night Dive or like Digital Eclipse or something like that, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. This is interesting. Fans obviously have already done mods and things on their end, but this is releasing February 5th. Also, we got a gameplay trailer for Saros. This is Housemarque's new game. Of course, the people most recently behind Returnal. It looks like they're very much continuing the Returnal thing, the Returnal style of gameplay, but new universe, new character, seemingly more of an emphasis on storytelling, a really cool shield, and I'm really into this. The main character seems badass, based on real actor Rahul Kohli, and he's like an actual capital G gamer. You can feel the passion, so that's cool to see. I'm just curious to see how Housemarque reacts to, you know, the responses to the difficulty of Returnal, because of some of the mechanics they introduce here. Are they going for like an easier game, or are they going to double down and make it more difficult than Returnal? We're gonna have to wait and see, and this is releasing March 2026. Also, PlayStation announced new peripheral speakers, technically wireless speakers if you want them to be wireless. They're for desktop, PC, but also PS5, and if you have a PlayStation Portal, you can queue it up to that. I know how audio people are, they probably are going to turn their nose at this, but either way, if you are interested, this is releasing in 2026, and as of right now, it doesn't seem like there's a price that I see. Also, sticking with PlayStation, Flight Simulator is coming to PS5. It's technically Flight Simulator 2024, and it's releasing for PlayStation platforms December 8th. This is another big Microsoft franchise moving to more platforms. Then also, Halloween. We got to look at the Halloween game. It's going to be an asymmetrical multiplayer game from the guys that make those games, and I'm going to be honest, I love Halloween. I'm excited for Halloween anything, but this kind of just looks like more of the same. Like, I feel like I've seen this before with these other asymmetrical multiplayer horror games, from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Friday the 13th and you know, and so on and so on. Walking around as Michael, killing people looks cool. The neighborhood looks cool, but I gotta see more. Thankfully, it is a ways away, so there's still a lot of work they can probably put into this, because as of right now, it's slated for September of 2026. Now, next up, let's talk about the sponsor of this video. I'm still traveling, but I want to talk about Boot.dev. I really love them because I appreciate that they get it. They understand that learning programming online can be boring, so they make it a video game. Yes, they straight up made learning programming a video game. We're talking courses in Python, Go, JavaScript, Linux. But all these courses are intuitive and interactive. They walk you through the process and you learn by actually being engaged, by doing. It's hands-on learning, but again, it's designed like a video game. It feels like you're playing something. You're progressing through an RPG. Do well, you learn EXP and you level up. If you mess up, you take a hit to your armor rating. Potions for EXP boost, a bunch of different stats, stat tracking, and a solid dedicated community on Discord. Learning programming, the reality is, it takes time. You gotta put the work in, so why not enjoy the learning process? Here, it makes it like a game, kind of like you're grinding out a JRPG or something. It's always updating, so they're adding new features, they're adding community boss battles. Again, it is legitimately a game. Me personally, I've said this before, like, I'm notorious. I find learning stuff like this very difficult, but with Boot.dev, I've been getting through it. I've been having a good time and actually connecting with some of these concepts, and I can do it on the go, like here in this hotel room, because I can access it anywhere. And I just appreciate like a lot of the tips, a lot of the things that pop up, the questions, they're all kind of game or game industry related. It feels like they get it. It's tongue in cheek.
So believe it or not, there's like a demo. You can go to Boot.dev and start some courses for free. Then when you're there, you can use code gameranx to get 25% off your first payment for Boot.dev. So again, Boot.dev, click the link in the description down below, and when you're there, use code gameranx for a hookup. Check it out, have some fun, and big thanks to Boot.dev for sponsoring this video.
Also, Hideo Kojima had his event. He announced the Death Stranding anime, Hideo Kojima branded sake and credit cards, just really cringeworthy, not good looking. But on the other hand, we did get a good real trailer for OD, his horror game, which is now titled OD Knock. And what we get is something that, to me, really straight up looks like a spiritual successor to PT. It doesn't really feel like they're shying away from that. It's basically spelled out in the redacted text in the beginning. A lot of little references to PT here and there. I'm all about this because I always thought Hideo, and obviously I'm a huge fanboy, so I'm biased, but I thought he's always done a really good job at horror, really good job making creepy stuff. So I'm glad he's finally going all in while also carrying some of the brilliant stuff he established in PT. Also, we did get a poster, like a character poster for Physint. This is Hideo Kojima's stealth action game that he's working in collaboration with PlayStation Studios. This game is still a ways off. Like, it seems like it's probably very in the early conceptual stages, but this poster is awesome. I love it. I know it's just a poster and people are going to make fun of me, but I just think it looks cool as hell. And it's like my favorite style of Kojima thing, which is just a cool guy with a cool gun and a cool jacket. Also, I did talk about it on my channel a little bit, youtube.com/Jake Baldino, but I did now officially, I did make it my phone wallpaper. So there you go. Also a surprise drop, Gungrave just keeps showing back up. Gungrave Gore Blood Heat is a thing. It's rebuilt and it looks pretty sweet. I'm glad that these games do exist. They're jacked up, but I always like the ideas. And you know what was awesome? We got a trailer for Insomniac's Marvel Wolverine game. Finally, after leaks that look like crappy leaks, work in progress stuff, and years of radio silence, we finally got a real look at this game. And it looks exactly like I expected. Wolverine, but kind of in the style of Insomniac's Spider-Man, at least in terms of like visual style, camera work, shit like that. But this trailer is awesome. Like, is it legal to be excited about things? I was an X-Men fan as a kid. I'm still like a comic book reader, so like I am a clear mark for this. But Liam McIntyre, the actor, is announced as Logan here, and as much as it's incredibly difficult for me to not hear Steve Blum or Cal Dodd, it's just like the Kevin Conroys of Wolverine. I think they did a good choice here. He has a real good look and feel. The voiceover, the dialogue, the writing, everything in the trailer sounds quintessentially Wolverine to me. Not to mention, you have all the cool outfits. You have Wolverine in the yellow suit on a motorcycle in the Canadian wilderness. You have him fighting Omega Red, which is like a dream come true if you love X-Men. Mystique is in there a little bit. A Sentinel is there. But all that aside, seeing little snippets of gameplay, it looks very much like finishing moves, kind of like in its same tune as Marvel's Spider-Man, where like the camera angle works. Like it feels similar, everything, but insane gore, right? Like that is the first thing the trailer does, is gives people the gory, crazy, over-the-top Wolverine that, people have been asking for a long time. And it seems like they're going all in. He's stabbing people in the face. He's cutting off limbs. He's covered in blood. There's blood everywhere. Insomniac did talk about how they actually revamped and came up with new blood technology to implement in the game. So they're going for it. But what I really like to see, gore aside, I don't even need Wolverine cutting people's heads off or anything. I just need him to be awesome and in a game that actually looks good. And what I'm glad to see here is that it seems like they're just going for another X-Men Origins Wolverine, just a straight up Wolverine brawler adventure. And I think that's great. I don't think Wolverine needs to be stuffed in a genre that doesn't make sense for his character, his story, his style of fighting. So I'm loving this. I could talk about this all day, but for now, we at least have a vague release date of next year, fall 2026. Some more games that maybe you missed that might catch your eye. This is Project Evilbane. This is a solo or co-op action hack and slash game. It's coming in 2027. The trailer voiceover is kind of cheesy, but it might be something cool. Also, check this out. This is Nanmo. This is a boss rush 2D style game. They did say Souls-likes are an influence, and to me, the art style, the gameplay, the boss rush thing here, to me kind of looks like a Korean Blasphemous, which I think sounds really sick on paper. Also, for a complete change of vibe, check out Petit Planet. This is a life sim builder, like a cozy life sim town thing, but it's from the Hoyoverse people, so that's significant. Also, we got another look at the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora expansion, the game that just keeps going. We talked about how it's getting a full third-person mode, and along with that, it's this whole From the Ashes expansion, which looks pretty cool. Maybe it's going to tie into the next movie. I don't know, but this is releasing December 19th. I think it's an underrated game. It's got a lot of Ubisoft stuff, but I still think it's pretty cool. I also like Avatar. Sue me. Another announcement more on the hardware side that dropped is Xbox and ASUS's ROG handheld, the Ally and Ally X, that we know is coming in October, but they've been really holding off with the pricing stuff. Of course, if you didn't miss, Xbox did announce more price increases for their consoles this year, roughly to the tune of like $20 to $50 on all SKUs. So consoles are really expensive. PlayStation raised prices a few months ago. They might also raise prices again. Who knows? It's a mess out there economically. But they waited a long time to announce the price for these things, and now that they finally did, here we have it. The Ally, the kind of standard spec one, is going to be $600, and then the Ally X, the big beefy boy, the more powerful one, that is going to be $1,000. Of course, this is going to run PC games, not necessarily just like Xbox games. It's going to have all Xbox services and stuff like that, but you're also going to be able to access other launchers like Steam and Epic. I would love to know what you think. I think like PC handheld enthusiasts have their thoughts, but if you're just an Xbox user or a casual user in general, is this interesting to you? Also, that price, like, is it worth it for you? It's definitely questionable. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to review one. We're going to try and get one. So keep your eyes peeled. But I definitely want to know what you guys think. Temperature check right now. Also announced Yakuza Kiwami 3. I don't know why, for some reason, I forgot they were going and remaking all these. Like, Kiwami 2 was a while ago. So Kiwami 3 is here, a remake of Yakuza 3. And along with that, it's going to come with like a pack-in game, and it's releasing fairly soon. So this is pretty sweet. These games are great. Also, something that was kind of like the worst kept secret, but it's cool to see an official announcement now. Speaking of Japan, Forza Horizon 6 is now officially announced, and it takes place in Japan. It's just a very quick little tease, reveal trailer, but it's coming in 2026. I'm pumped because I think Japan is just a really good setting. I always like seeing their new settings. Some hit for me better than others. I think Japan might be pretty sweet. But also, it was a week of new game releases. Some catch-ups from last week. Skate is now out in early access, as well as Dying Light: The Beast. But more recently, we have Silent Hill F, which I reviewed. I put out the before you buy if you want to check that out. I enjoyed the game. It's flawed. It's not for everybody, but I think it's incredibly interesting. If you're a hardcore Silent Hill fan, go in with an open mind and try it. If you're a casual survival horror fan, maybe wait for a sale because it is full price, but like I do think it does some really interesting things here. Just the combat's kind of iffy. Falcon and Eric on the crew did a before you buy for Baby Steps, the weird Bennett Foddy game where you're like a diaper man stepping around, basically a co-op game. It seems as frustrating as it looks. Also, the gang here at gameranx, because I can't do it all myself anymore, they also covered Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Apparently, it's a good old return to form. We love Sonic here. I spent a lot of time playing Ghost of Yotei, and the Before You Buy is out for that if you want to check it out. Like I said, it's all linked in the description down below. The Cliff Notes, just judging the game on its merits, just the game alone, to me, it feels like a bit safe. It is Ghost of Tsushima, but with a lot more dumped on top of it. And I think with the change of character, the change of setting and time period, I was hoping for like a bigger leap forward, a real like kind of revolution or change up. But still, I like Ghost of Tsushima so much that once again, I found myself addicted to the gameplay here. Does the story hit quite as hard as the first? Does it hit overall as hard as the first game? No. But I still think it's a good entry. Again, that's just like the very brief version of it. I go a lot more detail in that video, so check that out. Also, Hades 2 1.0 is finally released. A lot of us here are really excited about that. We are going to be checking that out this weekend. Going to try and get a before you buy out for it, depending on how hard it is. So keep your eyes peeled over the weekend for that. But that was a yap sesh. Hopefully we got caught up on everything, all the major announcements from this week, because it was a busy week. So thank you for just coming by and getting caught up on this. I honestly want to know what you think. In terms of the new game releases, I'm sure you have opinions, yes, but also just all the announcements. What caught your eye? Obviously, the big stuff like Wolverine, sure, but is there something smaller that isn't like going viral like of these games that you're just really excited for? Let me know. Also, pinned comment below asking what you're currently playing. We'd love to hear it just for our research for videos. I know I always say it, but it legit helps. So if you can reply to that if you have a second, we appreciate it. But that's it, I think. Hit me up, let me know in the comments, but also if you want to yell at me directly, you can find me on all the social medias, including YouTube. Just search my name, but that's it. All I ask now is have a great weekend, be safe, be well. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me.